Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today, obviously I have a little bit of a different camera angle because I'm so excited to do what I would say is now my annual review of my Louis Vuitton planners. I also will share with you guys my current 2024 setup and a little bit of a cloth and paper Amazon haul. So if you want to check out my annual review of my Louis Vuitton GM agenda, in addition to my current 2024 setup, definitely keep watching. If you are new here, thanks so much for checking this out. I'm a full-time working mom, but in my spare time, I love making these videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, a little bit of luxury, and reselling as well. So if those kind of things sound interesting, definitely check out my other videos, and please also consider hitting that subscribe button. If you are returning, thanks so much for watching another video. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, this is kind of turning into an annual tradition now where every year I review my Louis Vuitton planners. So I want to share with you guys updates on the wear and tear. I also want to share with you my annual cloth and paper haul. I picked up a couple things from Amazon that I want to share with you guys as well. And I will show you my full 2024 minimalist setup. So first off though, I do want to do my review of my Louis Vuitton large ring agenda, or the GM size. So you have seen this before. Again, this is kind of an annual thing now where I want to review my wear and tear each year. And this item, I will say, is really a workhorse for me, but one that I really just keep at home these days just because of how heavy it is. Before I get into those details, I definitely want to share with you a little bit of the dimensions and then show you some up-close wear and tear shots. I will say that I've had this now for a few years and I love it. Why I think these reviews are helpful and why I watched literally every review probably on YouTube before I purchased this is, gosh, if you asked me 10 years ago, will you ever buy a luxury planner? I would laugh at you. These are so highly priced for what they are, in my opinion, because they're essentially just a little binder. I mean, you can get these binders anywhere. You can get a lot less expensive planners that really do the job. But as I've become more of a luxury addict recently, I definitely value luxury planners just because of the aesthetic and also just the little bit of enjoyment that I get every day when I open this thing up to plan. For me, it's worth it. But trust me, I totally recognize how crazy it sounds to buy a luxury planner. So I hope these videos are helpful because then you can figure out if it really is worth it for you, quite honestly. All right, so again, here's my GM large ring agenda. This is the first luxury planner that I ever purchased. And in terms of the specs, it measures 7.1 by 8.7 inches. So 7.1 in width, 8.7 inches high. And it retails currently in the US for $920. Currently in the US, this item comes in several different options. So in terms of canvas options, this is the classic monogram as you see here, but it also comes in the damier bean print. If you like a leather version, it does come in epi leather or tiger leather. So those are the only options available in the GM agenda. And these things are often sold out, so you have to keep your eye out for it. I actually purchased this directly from the Louis Vuitton website because one day I saw it pop up and I had to snatch it up because I knew how hard these things were to find. Okay, so that's a little bit of the specs of this, and as you'll see here, I'll do a quick tour if you haven't seen the details of this before. It does come with this press button or snap closure. You will see mine definitely has some scratches, but not too bad. And then the canvas looks really good, as you can see here. It's just one piece of monogram canvas. So the monogram canvas holds up really well. I do occasionally get some scuffs, but oftentimes it's very wipeable because it's canvas. So for instance, yesterday when I was looking at the canvas a little more closely in preparation for today's video, I noticed a little black mark here, and I don't know where I got that from. I had a little moment of panic, but then I just got a little wet towel and just kind of wiped it clean, and I mean, it looks fine. Here is the binding. Again, looks really great. And then the back as well. I mean, no major scuffs. It's not perfect, but I mean, come on, what do you expect? If you open this up, this is leather lined. And here is what the inside looks like. Again, really nice. There is some wear here as expected because of the creasing. And also on this side, there's some creasing, but I don't mind that. Obviously, that's normal wear and tear. And other than that, I mean, there's a little bit of glitter. This is really in great condition. You do see some of the indentations here from the rings. Again, I think that's normal. It has several pockets. It has a little card slot here. And I did decide to have mine personalized with my initials here, and they can do this on the website, and that's where I had it done. And I think it turned out really, really well on this one. It has a couple of folder type of pockets or slip pockets here. And then there is a larger slip pocket back here, and then another little card area here if you'd like to use that. It also comes with a built-in little pen holder. Again, this is the 6-ring version. When you buy inserts for this, it is called the A5 size. And my one main thing about wear regarding these binders, as I've talked about many times before, is that the rings don't completely close. Even when I first purchased it, the rings didn't completely close. So let me show you what I mean. Hopefully you can get a better look here. Can you see how, for instance, this ring here, it's not completely closed. Even though the rings should be closed, there's a little gap there. The gaps are worse on the rings to the outer sides than in the middle. That's just because when you open this binder, you're supposed to press these tabs here on the ends. And then when you do, as you can see, it stretches the ones furthest from the middle most. So that's why those rings wear the most. And as you all have told me before, do not just pull these rings apart on your own. You should be using these tabs to open the rings. So that is my only little gripe, is that the rings aren't flush, and they have never been flush. Really, honestly, it doesn't affect the use. I thought maybe the papers might get caught here, but really they don't. So I've kind of gotten over it, but that's one of the major things that is a little annoying on these binders, is there's this asymmetry in terms of the closure of the rings. There also is some scuffing, as you can see, which is pretty normal on the metal piece, but I don't see any major tarnishing. I also don't see any major wear on the edges here, or the glazing, as I thought I might, because of a lot of bending in this area, or the seams, for instance, but there really isn't much in terms of wear. Occasionally I will see a little bit, like maybe there, a little bit of wear on the seams, but nothing crazy. So in my opinion, this is holding up really, really well. As I pointed out, though, I don't use this on a day-to-day basis in my bag, so that's why I don't anticipate a lot of wear on this. How I use this is I use it at home, and the reason is it's just so heavy. So when I first purchased this, I did carry it around for about a good couple of months in my work bag every single day. I took it to work, but then I realized I wasn't really using it at work because I never took it to the clinics or hospital with me because it was too heavy. I basically just left it on my desk at work, and then I'd have to lug it back and forth. So it just didn't make any sense to bring it to work, and it's pretty heavy once you fill it up. So I decided to start leaving it at home, and I did pick up the Agenda, which I'll show you in the next video. So this one, it really stays at home, so I don't expect a lot of wear, but I do use it every day. So I do open it every day, and I fill the rings as well. So honestly, I would expect maybe a little more wear, but it's holding up really well. So I'm really happy about that. All right, so that was my little review of how things are wearing. It's doing really well for me so far. Let me show you a little bit of a haul from Cloth and Paper, and then I will put everything together and show you my setup. Okay, it's also now kind of a tradition. I do buy most of my inserts from Cloth and Paper. I really love the aesthetic of the company. It's just very minimalist, and that's really my style. I also love the motivation, sentiment behind the company. I really love supporting them, so I really love their products. I think they make good quality products as well. So I often shop mostly during their Black Friday sale because they offer some freebies, and I did the same as well this year. So let me show you guys what I got. So as part of the Black Friday sale, they give freebies, as I just mentioned. And the freebie I got was the CEO clear folders. So I have not checked these out, so I'm going to quickly open these up. Oh, so I think it comes as a set of 3, and then we got 6 in this little pack up here. All right, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to use these for yet, but it's just a really nice folder. And it looks like just plain folders, honestly. It's this nice matte finish plastic, and it's not a full paper size. So I think this is good for just putting in a little file folder at my desk, and I'll put stickers, notes, things like that in it. But it was a really nice freebie. I mean, the quality is really good. It has a little branding here, as you can see. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, honestly, but you know, it was a really nice add-in. This year's Black Friday sale, I will say, wasn't as great in terms of freebies, if I'm being totally honest, as it was last year, where I thought the freebies were a little better. So you can pick which day you want to make your purchases, because that's the day's freebie you'll get. So I kind of previewed them. I didn't really love any of them, so I thought this was the one I would probably use the most, so I decided to make my purchase on this day. Okay, so let me show you what I got from Cloth and Paper, and then I have another little thing here that I will show you from Amazon. All right, so here is how it comes. So it's really pretty, as I said. It has this little pouch with all my items in it. And it comes with this little folder, which I will definitely repurpose. This is their receipt holder. And I will take out my receipt just so I can share with you guys the names of the products that I picked up. Okay, so as I just mentioned, the Louis Vuitton GM agenda that I'm talking about in this video, you want to pick the size A5 inserts if you're shopping for it. So this is what I picked up. So it's nicely labeled A5. And this, as you'll see, is a 2024 vertical weekly lined Sunday start insert. And that's what I pick up every single year. So in my GM agenda, I love using that at home, as I mentioned. So that's the agenda that I use for all the details for all of my appointments. So I need a lot of space. I need a weekly planner at home. So that's what I like to pick up. I love the vertical layout. And in my eyes, the week starts on Sunday. I know some people like Monday starts, but I tend to like the Sunday start. So I will show you guys in the planner flip through in a minute what these look like. I also picked up another pack up of these notes. So I use so many different types of note paper in my planner. I will show you in my setup a different version of note, kind of meeting notes that I tried out last year, which were fine, but I ended up using them just like regular note paper anyway. So I figure, for me at least, for these paper note inserts, I just want the classic note lined paper, just very plain and simple. So I picked up another set of this for this planner. And then for the GM, at least, that's all that I honestly picked up, because I'm going to reuse a lot of what I already have. But I did decide to pick this little pack up from Amazon up, and I will share with you guys what is in here in my full flip through. But here is the little SKU. I will try to link down below what I can find, and you can check them out if you'd like. But I was looking at these page lifters, which I will show you in the actual setup, that you can put at the back of your planner to keep the bottom pages from wrinkling or folding. And then this pack up came not only with the page lifter, but with a couple of little pocket inserts, as you'll see, this little ruler, which is really cool. So I first looked on Etsy for these page lifters. You guys recommended a lot of them to me last year, but I realized that you can get them a lot quicker mostly, and definitely more inexpensively on Amazon. So I just decided to go with that route. I kind of wanted it so quickly to start using, so I went ahead and picked them up from Amazon. All right, so that's my little haul, and I will put everything together in my planner now, and I'll be right back and show you my full 2024 setup. Okay guys, I am back. That took me many minutes to get this together, just because, as you'll see, this is chock full. And you also see why I can't carry this around on the daily. It would be way, way too heavy for me. But here is what it looks like. Don't you just love a good new year? It's so fun to kind of start getting new priorities down, having your thoughts together. That's why I love planners. I think it's just super motivational. So I'm excited to get into this. It is well into January. I realize that, and I have not started my planner. That is really not great. This happens every year, but now that I'm doing this video, things are together. I'm gonna start filling it out, but I'm so excited to finally have this ready for 2024. So let me quickly just do a flip through of what my setup looks like. Again, this is chock full. I will show you the sides here. Look at that. It is so full. This thing is kind of like a brick, so definitely hard to carry around, but you could if you wanted to. I just leave it on my desk here and use this to plan on an everyday basis. Oops, this is flying away. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys, first of all, what I decided not to put into my planner from my haul. So as I mentioned, I did get the page lifter. I put this at the end of my planner, which I will show you, but the pack came with 2. This is from Amazon. So I did not decide to use the second one. This one I think is intended for the front page of the planner, but those pages never really get messed up for me. So I'm gonna leave this out. It also came with this little card holder. This has little slip pockets here for cards, I think, but honestly, the one that I had previously from Cloth and Paper, you'll see in a few minutes, is a lot sturdier and nicer, so I'm going to use that. I don't need a second one, so I'm just going to hang on to this. And then finally, I mentioned the classic line note paper. This is my favorite note paper from Cloth and Paper, just very plain and simple. But I have a lot of paper, as you'll see in a few minutes, already in my planner. So I am just going to have this as a backup. All right, so I'm going to remove all this stuff. Okay, and then I'm going to just take you through the flip through here. Why don't I just remove that? Okay. So again, it's the little snap button closure, which is fine. Honestly, on my desk, I just leave it open. I don't want to have so much wear on this. You can see I already have a decent amount of wear, but I just kind of leave it open like this on my desk here. And here is what my setup looks like. So as you'll see, looks pretty similar to last year if you saw that video, but that's how I am. I'm a pretty simple person who likes routines, so I'm used to this layout. This is the side here with my initials on here. I just have a couple of stickers here and some journaling cards that I had from last year. In this flip pockets here, I have a couple of prescriptions, and I also have my kids' school calendar, so you can use these folders for just odds and ends. I do have here as my dashboard this really cool Louis Vuitton inspired vellum dashboard. I will link this planner shop from Etsy down below. I've used this for years. I really like it because it has a touch of luxury, but it's really clean and simple as well. And it's great quality. I have this little clip that I got last year from Cloth and Paper. I just clip little notes on here occasionally or things to do. It's kind of what I use that for. And then the next page is also from the same Etsy shop. This is my name here in beautiful font, and it's a little pocket. So I do use this. I use this for bits of paper. If you fold a letter sheet of paper in half, it'll fit nicely in here. So I use this again for things that I need to keep in terms of notes before I file them away. And then here is one of the things that came from Amazon. So this is a little slide pocket. So this was really nice because I didn't have this style of pocket in this planner yet. So for this one, I'm hoping to put maybe pens. I'm worried it's going to bulk it up a little bit, but a few thin type of pens maybe, or extra, note paper, Post-it notes, things like that. So I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I just threw it in here for now. This is the Cloth and Paper card holder that I've used for years. I really like the quality as far as these things go. I just use this for little cards, not my credit cards or anything important since I don't carry this around with me every day. But this is my little punch card for our Shave Ice place in Hawaii that we go to. These are some dot stickers I had previously, and here's a Nordstrom gift card. So I think this is a great place for things like gift cards where you can keep it all together, but you don't need them on a day-to-day basis. All right, so here is what this year's planner inserts from Cloth and Paper look like. So again, it's the yearly planner vertical weekly Sunday start 2024. This is the first graphic. It looks like a picture of a chair here, as you can see. And then if you flip to the next page, it has the planner belongs to, and I'll put my name here. I often put a fun sticker here, which I haven't decided on yet, but that will go there. It has some note paper here, which I always use, and then it has the year at a glance. Some more note paper, all of the holidays and observances listed here. Some more note paper. And then every month start, they do include a inspirational quote page. So it just kind of repeats the quote over and over. One of the major difference from last year is that I believe at every month start, they had another graphic, kind of like that chair graphic that you saw earlier, which I really love. I love pictures. It kind of breaks up the planner. So I'm a little bummed about that. This year it looks like their little page or month breakups are these quote pages, which are nice, but honestly, I would love it if they would bring back the graphics. But this year, no graphics. I do use the dividers, monthly dividers with the gold foiling on the sides here from Cloth and Paper, which have held up really great. So this is January. Here's the dashboard for January, and it has, pretty similar to last year, goals, important dates, bills due, and then a little note check area here, or checklist area. So I tend to use these dates things for birthdays. I'll write it here, important dates. I use this bills area definitely. It's not for what bills are due, but I use it for what people owe me, which is more important probably. So if I do little side gigs, consulting things, I will put the date that I did it, how much is owed to me, and then I'll check off when I actually get reimbursed for it. Or if I travel and need reimbursements, that's kind of where I'll remind myself to make sure I get that back. So I definitely use this dashboard. I think it's pretty functional. Pretty similar to last year if I remember correctly. One of the other changes from last year, though, is the layout of the monthly spread. So as you'll see here, the month boxes are a lot larger than last year. So last year's had the whole month at a glance, but they left about maybe a fifth or so of the page for just notes and some more checklist areas. But I like this a lot better this year because what I use the monthly spread for is I will just list out the items that I have. So because my work has picked up recently and I have a lot more Zoom meetings, I tend to use my iPhone calendar for that type of thing. So all my work meetings are on my iPhone because, of course, you get the meeting invites and it just automatically goes there. So I don't waste time copying that manually into my planner. What I strictly use my planner for really is keeping track of my work schedule. So things like, when I'm on call, things like that I need to know. But also what I like to use this for mostly is for my personal stuff. So all my kids' stuff, their major school events, when they're out from school, their activities, their appointments, all of that goes in here in addition to our weekend calendars. So I would just jot down, ballet class, so-and-so's party, just right here. So I need a little bit bigger area in the box. I don't put any other details because that goes into the weekly section, but on the monthly section, I just list out those events. So I love how the spread is really the whole page of the month. There's a little area for notes here, and then the previous month and the upcoming month. So love the new layout of this. There's a couple of pages of notes here. And then here we go into the weekly spread. So this is, I think, pretty similar to last year. It has the month at a glance. It has the dates here laid out. I like the vertical style. This is from my Erin Condren days when I used to use those vertical planners. I'm just used to it. There's a little area for a checklist here, but then you have a whole section to write for each day. So then this is where I'll itemize my things in a sense. So I'll put the times, the locations, where I need to go. I try to do it chronologically as much as possible, and I'll just do it day by day. And this is where I put all the details. If there's a phone number associated with appointments, if there's a location, addresses, this is where I have tons of room to write things out. So I just really, really love this layout. And then you'll see that I didn't even write anything in for last week, and that was the first week of January. We're now well into January, and I still haven't filled this out. But one of these other little items I picked up from Amazon was this Today bookmarker, and it has a little ruler on here, which I honestly won't use, but sometimes it's helpful if I want to measure things like for my videos. So measuring the agenda, for instance, or measuring purses, things like that. This might come in handy. I really love how it's just one of these pull away ones, so you can change it day to day and you don't have to open the rings. So really, really love that. And again, it was super inexpensive from Amazon. And then it just goes through each week. And at the end of the month, there's a note section. And then it starts the next month. So again, the dashboard really is just the quote. And then it goes into, for instance, February, and it repeats itself. Again, super bummed that there's no graphics in terms of pictures, so it's really not that much of a fun type of planner, so I might have to add a little color or something here, but that's what we're dealing with this year. All right, so at the end, it's got a couple of extra little inserts if you're curious. So it does have the contact list, which I really never use because everything's on my phone these days. I mean, I honestly probably should take these out, but that's on there. And then what I bought the Amazon backup for was this page lifter. So if you're relatively new to planning, like honestly I am, I would definitely put myself in that camp. I'm not a planning expert by any means, so I'm still learning all of these things. But if you're relatively new to planning, what happens at the end of your planners, especially if they're chock full like mine is your end pages, and these are the pages I pulled out from my last year's planner, gets curled. And it really is annoying because what happens is when you close the planner, this doesn't go up all the way, so it gets curled. So here is what you deal with if you don't have a page lifter. So that is what I'm talking about. So to combat that, I decided to pick up this what's called a page lifter from Amazon. It's just this hard piece of plastic that hopefully is going to prevent that. So it'll sit up here and prevent your last pages from wrinkling or curling so much. So we'll see if it actually works, but I'm excited to test that out. And then at the back here, I have nothing in this pocket, and then I just have a couple of extra note pages. So as I talked about, I have several different versions from previous years from Cloth and Paper for notes. Here's one of them. It has, you can circle the date of the meeting, the day, and it has these little dot grids. Honestly, I use it just like regular note paper, and I never really fill this stuff out. So I don't purchase this setup anymore. I just like the plain note paper, kind of like this one. But I have different versions of notes in case I need them to grab quickly. So I just put that back there. And then as you'll see here, I took out my pen just because when I'm at home with this now, I have a whole little pencil case of fun pens to use. So I just grab from there. I don't really keep anything in this little pen holder. And that is it. So let me go ahead and close it up here. All right, so I don't know how you guys feel, but although it's fun to put this together, it is a little daunting to have to start filling it out because the first thing that I always do is just go through the whole year, any appointments that I had to fill in from end of last year, any major events, vacations, all that I have to do in one setting, and I just try to go through it all. And it takes a while, honestly. So that's on my agenda today. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that out. But besides that first setup, it's always really fun day to day to kind of fill things out and jot little things in your planner. It's kind of like my little assistant, I will say, because I don't have an assistant. All right, so let's close her up. Here's what it looks like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love using this planner. Is it excessive? Absolutely. But it organizes me, it motivates me, and I just really love using this. So I think it was well worth it. I've used this for years now, and I hope to use it for years to come as well. If you have these planners, comment down below. What do you think of yours? What are some great inserts that you would recommend for me? Again, I'm kind of a newbie at this, so I take a lot of your advice whenever I put these things together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a happy and healthy start to 2024 and have a lot of good fortune and fun things planned for the year to come. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and for watching this video. Stay tuned for the follow-up video. I will share with you a full review of my MM size. I definitely have different changes in that planner, which I'm excited to share with you guys, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now.